This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm just so excited to be with you today and just talk and chat and give you some advice on how to rewrite your story. I know that we just talked about last week limiting beliefs, and that's hard. Maybe you've become more aware of them since last week, and I want to take you to a place today. A place that you may not know how to get to, and I want to break that down for you. This has been something that has been a part of my transformation over the last 4 years. Thinking back to childhood and that question, what do you want to be when you grow up? In the eyes of a 7-year-old, it could be a veterinarian, doctor, professional basketball player, an astronaut. It just seems like when we were children, the world was our oyster. We didn't have limitations. We dreamed up big dreams, and they may not have been realistic, but you know what? I feel like we need to get back to that. So over these last 4 years, something has really hit my heart a lot is that I have a really hard time dreaming up dreams. Growing up, you're taught, go to school, get an education, graduate high school, get into college, graduate, find a job, and you stay at that job. It doesn't matter if you like that job or not, but it's security. And I have a problem with that. I don't think life is meant to be that day-to-day rush, that day-to-day stress. I believe that life is meant to be enthusiastic, joyful, that life is meant to be intentional and not spent working so many hours just to get by. What happened? Maybe that's something that you've been asking yourself. I did all the things. I followed the plan. And then here I am, stuck or unhappy or living paycheck to paycheck, not truly fulfilled. And I have to tell you guys something, that your life isn't measured in happiness with a paycheck or the amount of hours you work. That's something I always think about too, where at what point is it worth it? Working so many jobs, so many hours for your family that you never see. And maybe that's something that you experienced growing up. I think it's a false reality, but I think it's easier for people to play by society's rules. I think it's easier for people to do the conventional thing, but if it's easier, why are more people unhappy? Why are so many people stressed? Why are so many people in this rat race and they can never catch up? For me, I've been on this journey of, like I said, realizing that it's really hard for me to dream. And I've been asking myself, why is that? And I think it's because it was never modeled for me. My mom did everything in her power to provide for us, and she did such a good job trying, and she taught me hard work. She taught me grind. She taught me to never give up, to just keep going, that when circumstances are unfair or challenging or hard, that you can either complain about it or you can do something about it. And I am so grateful for that. But growing up, we didn't go on vacations. We didn't do all these special things that could bless others because we were just trying to get by. And so as my business keeps on growing and thriving, the more and more I've been challenged to dream up dreams, because I've really worked hard over the last 4 years to create the kind of life that I want. And a lot of people will ask me, Julianne, what are your hobbies? And I'm a homebody, you guys. I'm such a homebody. I travel all the time, but I am a homebody. And my life is simple and boring probably to most, but honestly, my favorite thing is hanging out with Eric, that's my husband, and hanging out with our dog Wyatt and taking him to the park. That is seriously my favorite thing. So as I've been challenged to just dream up new dreams, it's been difficult, and I am frustrated that it's so difficult for me to think about that. So I really want to challenge you in the sense of dreaming with me. What do you want? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to feel like? Here's an example. I feel like a lot of goals that I have set out, I've accomplished. So again, here's my example. I did not like getting up and rushing out the door. I didn't like being in a time crunch. That stressed me out. So I love having the flexibility now, but my life 4 years ago didn't look like what it does today. And I really grinded, really worked hard because I kept visualizing what it is and how I wanted my mornings to look. And I don't think that you have to work full time from home in order to get that kind of schedule, if that makes sense. Or I remember when we started flirting around with the idea to move to California. We simply just started talking about it, really envisioning why we would want to go to California. And because we started to visualize it and think about it and talk about it, we made it a reality. We made that dream come to life. And I really am a huge advocate for thinking about, how do you want your life to be? People greatly overestimate what 1 year can do for them, and they underestimate what 10 years can do for them. So I need you to think about this as you think about your life and what you want. You cannot think about it in a matter of accomplishing that in a matter of days, but I need you to think long term with me. I need you to think longer than a week, longer than a couple of months. If your desire, your dream right now is to simply lose 50 pounds, that's going to take time, just as much as you didn't gain 50 pounds in 1 week. How do you want your life to be? Who's in your life? How are you living your day-to-day? Are there stressors that you want to get rid of? Are there vacations you want to enjoy? Is there debt you want to pay off? I truly believe that we need to make success relatable, and we cannot minimize success. And for me, when I dream, and I'm working on this, I've had to confide in other dreamers. I've had to look at the mentors in my life and see what they have done to help me realize that someone like me could do something like that. So for example, being debt-free. Okay, I'm going to hang around people who are debt-free. I'm going to learn from them. I am going to challenge myself, right, to visualize that and then put it into practice. But it's really important that you just even start thinking about your dreams. For me, I want to get a hammock. I know that sounds so silly, but I cannot justify buying a hammock right now. But I'm visualizing it, and I know one day that I'm just gonna do it. Maybe for you is you really are tired of the job you work at. Maybe you feel like you went to school for the wrong thing, and there's been something in your stomach and in your heart of, I need to go back to school. But you're ignoring it, you're suppressing it. Something's not, you're held back by that fear. Few people don't feel like they can truly be successful. Actually, that's a lie. A lot of people do not feel like they can be successful. How have we lost sight of that? How can we help each other see our potential? That we have limitless potential, that we can truly be anyone that we want to be, even now, even at the age you're at now, because I know you're questioning yourself. I know you're rolling your eyes. I have kids. I have a job. I have this and that. I call BS. I call BS. Strength is a matter of our mind. Strength is a matter of a made-up mind. That I really believe that we can own our thoughts. We can own our future. That if we can connect with people who are doing what it is that we crave to do, that we can really do it. But we need models for that. Not everybody's a good role model, and that's what's really important for you right now, is to figure out what it is that you want in life. It could be the smallest things. You guys, $100 can be a difference maker in your life for a dream. I think $5 extra of guilt-free coffee for a friend, paying it forward, being able to do that more, give more, right? But maybe your budget, maybe your mindset is limited. You're not thinking like that of, wow, I would every single day love to do a pay it forward every day and not be limited by that, to bless someone every single day, to be more energetic, to feel less like a zombie. How do you want to feel in your life? Alive, enthusiastic, and awake? I was actually just talking to my friend Natalie, and I was doing a mentoring call with her, and I'm so excited for her journey. And she told me that before she reached out to me, she had been following me on social media. And she said that my posts were bothering her. And she wasn't being rude, she was just being honest, and I appreciated that so much. She said, you were just so happy and enthusiastic. And I said, Natalie, let's dig into that a little bit. Why do you think that bothered you so much? And she said, it's because I was struggling and I wanted to feel the way you were feeling. And I said, this is key, because most people will want to suppress that, blame the reasons why they can't be like that because of their past, choose to not lean in to growing and learning and asking me questions. That is amazing, that even though you were feeling so low in your own life, that you were able to say, you know what? I don't want to continue living this way. And so as her and I connected, I just saw the strength in what was possible. And I just have to be that voice for you today, that whether you are in a hard season right now, you got to lean in to those who can lift you up. You are 100% responsible for your own joy, but you having joy is a lot easier when you surround yourself with other people who have joy and who have big dreams. And maybe that's what my issue was. I wasn't surrounding myself with people who were dreaming, aiming higher, doing unconventional things, just going for it, setting goals, wanting to be more positive. And then once I did, I really started to unlock this potential that I didn't even realize that I had. And so, sister, I am still trying to figure out some dreams that I want in my life. And I'm feeling very challenged by that, only because of my childhood. I really think that, and I am not going to blame my childhood for not being the best that I can possibly be. Actually, I am going to blame my childhood for being the best version of me right now. My childhood made me, and I just have to learn a new way. Learn how to dream, and I want you to do that with me. I cannot wait to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for just tuning in and leaving a review and just letting me know through Instagram DM or Facebook message or comment just how this has spoken to you today. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to come back and share more with you.